Hey, this is Chris from GuitArmy, and this is going to be the first video in a series of videos I'm calling Riff U. So what is Riff U? It's going to be a bunch of videos where I explain how to play riffs. I've done hundreds of riff videos where I play the guitar riff and the tab scrolls across at the same time, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that find that they can't learn the guitar riff because it's scrolling by so fast and they need a little more of an explanation. So that's what this is going to be. I'm going to go through and explain and talk about the riffs in a little more detail. In this lesson, we're going to be taking a closer look at how to play to what I think is one of the coolest guitar riffs of the 1980s. It's Lay It Down by the band Ratt, played by Warren DeMartini and Robin Crosby. They're a great guitar duo from the 80s. So to play this guitar riff, we're going to be in drop D. So you have to take your sixth string and lower it down to a D. Everything else is in standard tuning, you know, the regular tuning. All right, so we're going to start with a D power chord. And what we're going to do, that comes in on the end of 4, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to play 2 opens. My guitar tab doesn't say to palm mute it, but I think I personally palm mute it. So mute it or not, it's up to you. If you don't mute it, it gets a little, I would think it gets a little loud and out of control. So I like to palm mute it maybe a little bit, just to keep it in check, keep it in control. So we're starting off with this D power chord. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go. We're putting our pinky down here. We're playing 5, 7, 7. And then this would be a D major chord, but he's putting his pinky down here, turning it into a D sus4 chord. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull it off. You're going to... so you got to watch when you're playing this. If you're playing too heavy on the lower strings, you really can't hear this. So my advice is that you want to focus on strings 2, 3, and 4. Because you really want to hear that. Why do it if you can't hear it? So you're going to go. Then we're going to do 2 more opens on the open D. Then here's a much harder part, is we're going to go up here and go. We're going to do this the same idea, except we're going to do it on the 3rd string, 9th fret, and pull off. This sound is the sus4. You know, that's very, very 80s. That really couldn't be more 80s sounding. So I like what he did here is that he's going to reach up here to the 9th fret and do the same idea, except up here he's going to be doing this E to D here, kind of a 9th back to the root. Now, is this easy to do? No, that is a hard stretch to do. My hands aren't very big. I'm even surprised that I can do that, because we're going to have to do this then, which is even worse. But I've been playing guitar a long time, so my hands are kind of stretched out. So I'm able to, with some practice, you kind of get used to it a little bit. But most people are going to bail on this riff as soon as they start feeling that stretch right there. If you have bigger hands, this isn't going to be that big a deal. But if you have smaller hands and you can't possibly do that, then I'm going to show you an easier way to play this riff. All right, so after we do this, we're going to reach up here and go. And then we're gonna play this A power chord. Then hit the open E. Then we're gonna have to stretch. We're gonna keep this finger here, and then we're gonna play this B flat 5 power chord. It's kind of hard to say. So what's crazy is that you're gonna have to go. How you finger that is up to you. I think I started playing it like this. And then I couldn't stretch, I couldn't make that work. So then I started to use these 2 fingers here. So that section's going to go. So like that's the key here. If you can get that, then you can do anything in this riff. So after you hit this 8-10 here, you're going to do, this is what makes it hard, is that you're supposed to play this. The 2 more D's here. Then you're going to slide from 5 to 7. Hit that open D. And then you're kind of starting the riff over again. And then at the end, you're just gonna go. And then the riff just starts over. So that is how you play it. It is, like I said, it is not an easy riff, but that's how you physically play it. Now let's go ahead and take a look at how to do an easier version of it. If you would like to get the guitar tab for this riff and 200 other ones, consider buying my Guitar Riff Factory course that I have on my website. I'll put the link down below in the description, and I will also put a coupon there for 50% off. So you can get the course for 50% off. You'll get over 200 guitar riffs that you can play. And I think it's a great deal. Another way that you can get these guitar tabs for Riff U is if you join my membership here on YouTube. For every lesson that I do, riff, anything that has a tab or a chart, I make it available to all GuitArmy members here on YouTube in the YouTube member section. So consider joining GuitArmy's YouTube channel here as a different option as well. So you just saw my easier way to play it. I think if you watch a lot of people play it, they're going to play it the easier way that you just saw me do. So here's how I'm doing that. You start off with the same... You start off the same way as that, because this isn't that hard to do. There's not a much easier way to do this sus4 here. But then, instead of going... We're just going to go... We're going to just do this A power chord up here with just 2 fingers. And then we're going to slide up here. Instead of having to do this, we're just going to play those 2 notes. And then instead of playing these 5s here, we're going to play the 4th string open. And then we can go. This is exactly how you play it. I don't think there's a need to make that easier. The part that we need to make easier is this, that right there, and I think we can get that by just going. So what I like to do is, I like to really lean on that open, because I don't necessarily want it to sound like... Which really doesn't sound that bad, but I want to put some of those opens in there to fatten up the riff. You know, I want to make sure I let those ring out a little just so it thickens up the riff so it doesn't sound thin. And then the second half is the same. We're just going to go. And then it just starts over again. So that is the easier way to play it. And in all honesty, if I was going to play this in a band or play it live, I would probably just do the easier version and really tighten it up. Because if you listen to the 2 different versions back to back, it's very hard to tell the difference. I don't think anyone else would know, unless you're in a Ratt cover band and there's going to be a lot of Warren heads that are coming out and they want to see if you can play it correctly. Then you might want to do it the way Warren plays it. But honestly, I think either way sounds just as good if you play it nice and tight.